students, welcome back to the Google Classroom of Class 7 History, Chapter 3, Delhi Sultans. How are you children? Are you fine there at home? Okay, I hope all of you have studied the previous chapter of history very well and you all performed very well in your test paper. In the chapter 2, we saw many regions like the Kaveri Delta became the center of large kingdoms. Did you ever see a large kingdom with Delhi as its capital? No. What is the reason behind that? Because Delhi became an important city only in the 12th century. In this chapter, we will focus on the Delhi Sultanate. Before understanding the invention of Mughal rulers, let us understand the role of Delhi Sultans and how the Delhi became an important city.
Children, Delhi first became the capital of a kingdom under the Tamora Rajputs who were defeated in the middle of the 12th century by the Chauhans of Ajmer. Under Tamoras and Chauhans, Delhi was an important commercial center. Coins minted here called Delhi Wall had a wide circulation. Children, this is table 1 of our textbook. First one is Rajput dynasties. Tamoras, early 12th century, 1165. Then Anakapala, 1132, 1145. Then Chauhans, 1165 to 1192. Prithviraj Chauhan, 1175 to 1192. So once more, the Rajput dynasties include Tamoras, Chauhans. They ruled over our country in early 12th century. Children, the transformation of Delhi into a capital that controlled vast areas of the subcontinent started with the foundation of the Delhi Sultanate in the beginning of the 13th century. Take a look at the table 1 again and identify the 5 dynasties that together made the Delhi Sultanate. So children, once more study the names of these 5 dynasties. Rajput dynasties, Khalji dynasty, Tughlaq dynasty, Zaid dynasty and Lodi dynasty. These 5 dynasties that together made the Delhi Sultanate. The Delhi Sultans built many cities in the area that we now known as Delhi. Look at this map 1. This is the map 1 of your textbook. The selected Sultanate cities of Delhi in 13th and 14th centuries. So locate Delhi, Kanna, Siri and Jahanapana. This is Delhi and this is Jahanapana and this is Siri. Children, our next topic is finding out about the Delhi Sultans. Although inscriptions, coins and architecture provide a lot of information, especially valuable are histories, Tariq in singular form and Tawarik in plural form, written in Persian, the language of administration under the Delhi Sultans. So which was the language of administration? Persian. Persian was the language of administration under Delhi Sultans. So the most of the information were from the histories, Tawarik, and the authors are learned men, secretaries, administrators, poets, and courtiers. These authors lived in cities. They wrote Sultan's history for rich rewards. So mainly they wrote these histories mainly for rich rewards. They advised the rulers. Children, there are 4 stages in making of a manuscript. First one, preparing the paper. Then second stage, writing the text. Then third stage, melting gold to highlight important words and passages. Then fourth stage, preparing the binding. So these are the 4 stages in the making of a manuscript. First one, preparing the paper. Then second one, writing the text. Then third one, melting gold to highlight important words and passages. Then last one, preparing the binding. So these are the 4 stages in the making of a manuscript. These authors advised rulers on the need to preserve an ideal social order based on birthright and gender distinctions. Their ideas were not shared by everybody. So, children, what do you mean by birthright and gender distinctions? Take the page number of 33 of your textbook, and the right side you have two definitions, birthright and gender distinctions. Study well for the exam. Okay. First one, birthright. Privileges claimed on the account of birth. That is known as birthright. So, what is birthright? Privileges claimed on account of birth. For example, people believed that nobles inherited their rights to govern because they were born in certain families. Then next one is gender distinctions. Social and biological differences between women and men is known as gender distinctions. Usually, these differences are used to argue that men are superior to women. Razia became Sultan. Chronicler of that age, Minhaj-e-Siraj, recognized she was more able and qualified than all her brothers. They were not comfortable with Queen as rulers, and she was removed from throne in 1240. She was the daughter of Sultan Iltutmish, and she became the Sultan, and she was more able and qualified than all her brothers. But they were not comfortable with the queen as ruler. So she was removed from the throne in 1240. Rudrama Devi of Kakatiya dynasty of Warangal and Dida, woman ruler of Kashmir, are all examples of women rulers. So Razia and Rudrama Devi are the examples of women rulers.
Let us conclude today's session by recollecting all the concepts. Delhi became an important city only in the 12th century. Children, which ruler first established his or her capital at Delhi? Tamora Rajaputs. Then what was the language of administration under Delhi Sultanate? Persian. So children, please note that the corresponding URL, notes of the lesson and test paper are also attached along with this classroom. Make use of all these available resources, study well and attend the test paper without fail. Thank you.